Hello everyone, welcome to the video series on sales data analytics, a case study implementing using Microsoft Power BI. I hope you already seen my introduction video, and in this video we will be covering the module 1, the data capture. So let's see the agenda for this video. In this module we will study and have a closer look at the historical sales data provided. The sales data is provided in an Excel file, and we will have a look at each and every field, and then we will see how this data can be reorganized and make it ready for ETL. ETL is nothing but extract, transform and load, and this process we'll be covering in the module 2 of this video series. We need to also identify the key data in the context of business requirement, because we can't forget the business requirement which we defined in the introduction. And in the context of those business requirements, I need to identify the key data fields from the historical data. And then we need to see how we can reorganize the data so that it is ready for ETL. So I'm going to highlight section by section some of the fields. And in this first series of the fields, let's identify which may be of our interest. So one of the field will be order date, then quantity of sales happened on that day, what is the unit price, what is the sales value, and what is the status of the order. Let's look at other fields. Look at some more fields. If you look at this section, some of these fields we already identified, which are here. Now, in addition to that, we can also see the product line and product are the two more fields which may be of interest to us. Look at the last section of the fields. We already identified some of the fields from previous two sections. Now let's identify the fields in this section. In this section, we have basically the location where the sales has happened. So let's see which are those fields. So that is territory, country, state, and city. And these are enough for us. So we have covered now all the fields and tried to identify the key fields which we need in the context of business requirement. Now that we identified the key fields, let us classify them in terms of which of them are dimensions and which of them are facts. And these are the two important terminologies when we build a BI solution in using data warehouse. So the Wikipedia definition for dimension is: a dimension is a structure that categorizes facts and measures in order to enable users to answer business questions. Also, the dimension members have a textual description. That is very important point. So you need to remember the dimensions members are normally the text elements. So some of the examples of dimensions are people or employees, geography, product category, and product. You might see that three of these dimensions are also covered in our examples. And time is very important because that's when we want to analyze the data over a specified period, and that we will get from the order date field which we identify. Okay, let us understand the definition of facts. Facts in data warehousing terminology basically is also referred to as a cube, and mainly it is used to store the numerical values of key measures which are important for the business. Let's see some of the examples. Sales cube. Now sales can related cube can store all the sales related facts, such as what is the quantity of sales, what is the order value of the sales, and what is the unit price of any sales which happen, and it is in the context of some product or product category over a period. Exchange rate is mainly used when we use multi-currency, so where we can store different exchange rate against each currency. And the finance cube is also very important for finance people, where they can store all the information related to profit and loss and expenditure. So mainly income statement and balance sheet. These details can be stored in a finance cube. So now that we know what is the definition of dimension and what is fact, let's see how we can classify our key fields which we identified uh, and classify them in dimension and facts. Let us classify our key data fields. Let's start with location related field, which is territory, country, state, and city. Now all these are in a way related and hierarchical, because under state the city will come, under country states will come, and countries will come under territory. So basically all these fields will be categorized under one dimension, which is geography. Okay, let us classify other fields. Order date. Now this field is related to date and time, isn't it? So, and date and time is a key dimension which is important in any of the cubes. Time dimension is always there most of the time. So we will classify this as a date dimension. Okay, let's see at other fields also. Product line. Yeah, so this can be classified as a product category dimension. Okay, so we can classify it as product category dimension. Now let's see product code. Product code again can be classified under product dimension. And another field is order status, which we can classify as the order status dimension, because we are interested in different statuses and want to analyze the data by different status. Let's identify quantity, sales amount, and unit price. Now these are the numerical measures. Okay, so their values are going to be numerical. So they will be part of the measure dimension. Okay, because these elements which are stored in the measure dimension are these elements, which is quantity, sales amount, and unit price. So therefore they are part of the measure dimension. But the values of them, okay, are stored in a fact table, such as sales cubes. So they are members of measure dimension, but their values are stored in a fact table, and which is in this case we can name this fact table as a sales cube because these are all sales related information. So now that we have identified all our key fields, let's see in summary what are the different dimensions and what are the facts. So in dimensions, we identified around 6 dimensions: date, geography, product category, product, measure, and order status. And the facts will be stored in a fact table, and the name of that fact or cube is sales. So now we have come to the end of this module, and in the next module we will see how we can get all this data in this organized fashion into Microsoft Power BI. So that will be the subject of our module 2. Till then, thank you.